Yeah. Avoid a naked
If I
gun.
stand up, when I do the pledge, I'll drop them on the ground.
Okay. We're live, everybody. So with a call to order like that, we will have a roll call, please.
Mr. Dice,
Here.
Dr. Lee Corns, Mr. Stepanovich,
Here.
Mr. McKenna,
Here.
Mr. Spadero,
Here.
Mr. Lemak, Mrs. Ling,
Here.
Mayor Simon.
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Nestico, do we have any unlisted amendments this evening?
None for this evening.
Awesome. That brings us to our consent calendar items. Any questions or concerns about the minutes? Hearing none, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve minutes from September 20th, 2023.
Second the motion.
Thank you, Jamie and Carl. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. That brings us to comments by the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Dice. First one up is the Ancient Art of Bonsai. It's presented by Dave Metzger. Learn the history of the bonsai art form, what constitutes a bonsai, and see his work in person. This is October 16th, 6 p.m. at the library. You can register by calling the Recreation Department here or the library, or online at murraysvillelibrary.org. Next, it's leaf falling time, as you've all noticed, I'm sure. The curbside leaf collection program is being conducted by Republic Services. It's municipal-wide sweeps to collect leaf and yard waste. You have to schedule. To schedule a pickup on one of the collection dates, please fill out the curbside leaf collection program form on the municipal website at www.murraysville.com. Under About Us, it's under About Us, and select Forms, Permits, and Maps. There's a 20-bag limit on each collection date. The deadline to sign up for each date is the Thursday before the pickup date. The dates are Saturday, October 21st, Saturday, November 18th, and Saturday, December 9th. Next, we're looking for vendors for our trick-or-treat on the trail. We need businesses and organizations to join us on the Westmoreland Heritage Trail on Saturday, October 28th, to provide treats to our trick-or-treaters. Help us reach our goal of more than 50 vendors this year. Check out their website and get registered. Again, the Murraysville PARecreation.com website, or call here, it's extension 131. And thank you to those who are participating. Trick or treat on the trail is Saturday, October 28th from noon to 2 p.m. Ages 10 and under. It's on the Westmoreland Heritage Trail between Carson Avenue and Lillian Avenue. Trick or treat with us. You must register, again, at the Murraysville PA Recreation site, because we will have to limit the number of people, or call here at extension 131. Lastly, trick or treat will be on trick or treat night, Tuesday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. That concludes my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Brings us to comments by the Chief Administrator, Mr. Nestico.
I had no comments for this evening, but I would, I guess, maybe add one in now and just simply address an item that's going to be on the agenda this evening. I'm sure we'll get into discussion about it, but there were a lot of folks that were calling and had concerns about whether or not an actual gas well was going to be installed in the Duff Park area, and that is not the case. Again, the item is on the agenda tonight, but that is just for the subsurface rights. So it's important for the community to know that we are not considering a gas well on that property or at that location. So but that is all for this evening.
No, thank you for the clarification. That brings us to community input. No need to get up. Is there anyone who would like to give community input tonight? Okay. Oh. Can you say into the mic, please? Yeah, just so everyone can hear you.
Hi. Just for the record, my name is Casey McGill. I'm a field representative with Congresswoman Summerly, and we're just here to hear the folks' concerns. if you do have any questions about the office, we provide Veteran Affairs Assistance, Social Security, Medicare Assistance. You can go to our website, summerlee.house.gov, and I'm happy to stay after for any questions.
Awesome,
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to give citizens comment tonight? Seeing no takers, we will move on to liaison comments and committee reports. Carl.
The Planning Commission meets the second Tuesday, which would be 2 weeks from now, actually. And the Parks Foundation is going to be meeting towards the 26th of this month. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Tony?
Okay, Medic One did have a meeting, and they had quite a few trips again this month. Murraysville had 881 trips, Washington Township 145 trips, and wheelchairs were 298 trips. So they had 1,026 between Washington Township and Murraysville. They had a big discussion about their finances. They're going to have problems in the future. Making ends meet, or that means is paying your bills. And they're going to be looking for help down the road from the municipalities that they service, either in some type of donations every year or else some type of tax incentive or something. So that's coming up in the future, so everybody get ready for it, that they're going to need help. And because of that, they're raising their subscription fees. Seniors are going to go from $45 to $55, and everybody else is going to be $75 for their subscriptions. So that's basically it.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Good to know. Jamie?
Next school board meeting is October 23rd.
Okay, Matt?
Mayor did a great job on the trick or treat on the trail. That's about all I had. And the Parks and Recreation meets next Tuesday.
Yeah, awesome, thank you. I attended the most recent FTSA meeting. All I can say is those guys continue to do a great job, constant upgrades, constantly working on the pipes, and well ahead of the DEP's consent order. So with that being said, we will move on to our workshop items. I'm going to lead with 9A regarding our council meeting dates. I'm sure some people have noticed I've had to miss the second meeting quite frequently. I really don't like that. I want to be here. The reason for that is a client of mine, a school district, used to have committee meetings that I had to attend every occasion, every now and then. Now I've been told I need to be there basically every week, and that's the third Thursday. So this is really just for everyone here to come up, or at least see if we can come up with a different date to have our second meeting. My understanding is the third Tuesday doesn't work for you, Jamie? You have swim or something?
Only during the winter swim season. So, and I do announcing and
Yeah.
volunteer work there. So.
Yeah, we have to just work together here. So what about the Monday? Would that work, the third Monday?
Might conflict with school board meetings. Which,
True.
What about, because people kind of get used to the day of the week, what about doing first and fourth?
I have another meeting that night.
I don't know if that gives us the 2 weeks in between to advertise and then come back for the other things we need to do. I mean, if you need to switch it to the Tuesday, Dane, yours is a work thing, mine's a volunteer thing. One takes precedent over the other, as far as I'm concerned. So if we need to switch it, then that's fine.
Well,
Is that for, is that a certain
Yours is
period of
permanent,
time, or is
right?
that forever?
it's basically forever. I mean, the only time they would not have a meeting is sometimes in July.
Yeah.
So it's essentially every month, it's a constant conflict. Well, how long is swim season?
Just put it on the Tuesday. It's okay. I'll work it out. It's okay.
Okay, well then, just floating the question out to the group, is there anyone else here that would have any issues if we were to have our meetings be the first Wednesday and the third Tuesday? Mike, anyone?
You tell us what you need, and we'll adjust
That'd be
it.
okay with me.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep, great.
Just, I'm okay with that. Would it make any sense to do first and third Tuesdays to keep it consistent, or is that going to complicate it more?
No, I'd rather it be the first Wednesday as it has been.
Okay.
Yeah, and I understand where you're coming from.
Just pitching it out there, that's all.
So what's it going to be, the
First, it would-
Wednesday.
First Wednesday and the third Tuesday.
first Wednesday, okay. And the third Tuesday, is
Well, I mean,
that what you said?
yep, first Wednesday, third Tuesday. So now the next question is, when do we start? You know, if we want to start this with the new year, we can do that. That'll definitely be cheaper because we have to advertise for the new year anyway. But is everybody okay then if I do miss the second meeting with some regularity for the rest of the year? I just want to make sure I'm not upsetting anyone, or we're all okay with that.
I think it should just take effect as soon as possible so that you don't miss the meetings.
Has
You are
anyone,
the president.
did we talk to Jason and Jamie? Because I know Jason will not be at any Tuesday meetings.
I thought he said he was okay with it.
Oh, really? I thought.
Okay, well then let's hold off on
Tuesday.
Yeah, let's hold off on advertising anything or instantiating this until we talk to Jason.
Okay.
And we can definitely talk to Jamie too, but, you know,
Yeah,
she'll
that's
be
true.
termed
She's
out
termed
somewhat
out,
soon,
yeah,
whereas Jason's gonna be here for at least another 2 years.
Yeah.
So let's just keep this on as a discussion item. I'll talk to Jason in the meantime, and then Mike, I'll call you if I can kind of come to a consensus so we can just get it on agenda. Thanks to everybody for accommodating and hearing me out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess one comment, rather than, I'd indicate, or I would feel that we could pay for the advertising rather than having you miss.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree to that. How much could it cost?
Yeah.
One other point of
George, she'll
clarification.
give us a rate.
I don't think this will be a difficult problem to overcome, but there will be months when the first Wednesday, of course, occurs in the first week of the month, but the third Tuesday may be the fourth week of the month. For instance, November, and I don't think that's a problem, but I think just something to be aware of, is it may not always be, you know, in November, for instance, the first is on a Wednesday, but the third Tuesday is all the way down on the 21st, which is actually, you know, the day after that would be the fourth Wednesday. So just maybe something to get used to, and just putting that out there to be aware of. So, you know, the third Tuesday may not always be the day before the third Wednesday as we're used to it. That's all. I think maybe more to come on this. We can discuss it, talk with the other council members, and ensure that the calendar lines up properly. We can look at the days, you know, going into 24 and make sure that it's not going to create any difficulties. And
Or we could just say the Tuesday before the third.
yeah, and you see where I'm going with that, but that's
solve
also a mouthful, and I think maybe, you know. So just, again, something to be aware of, but I don't think it's going to be problematic.
And I'll say too, the way we run our meetings, where we have workshop and action items at every meeting, it works better with when you do have those almost 3-week gaps, because I see what you're saying in November. But okay, let's. We will revisit this, and thanks again to everybody. Any other thoughts from anyone? Okay, awesome. That brings us to our council action items. Can I have a motion for 13A?
Motion to advertise ordinance number 1077-23, an ordinance accepting a lease for oil and gas rights for approximately 234.6 acres of municipally owned property, Duff Park, at tax map numbers 4914 000-071, 154.1 acres, 4914 000-072, 1.4 acres, 4914 000-070, acres, 4914 000-167, 48.61 acres, 49-14 000-168, 14.59 acres, 4914 050-101, 4.4 acres, and 4914 000-135, 2.5 acres.
Second the motion.
Thank you, Jamie and Carl. Again, this is just to advertise the oil and gas lease ordinances. Mike, is there anything you want to add?
I would just add that we did receive one bid. We put this out as of the last meeting. We did receive one bid from Olympus Energy. The bid offer was $2,500 per acre for the cumulative 234.6 acres. That's a sum of $586,500 that the municipality would receive for this gas lease, and then also 18% of the gross proceeds, a royalty payment. So, and again, as stated earlier in the meeting, this would not be the installation of a gas well on the property, but rather Olympus Energy would be accessing the subsurface gas from a nearby location, I believe in Penn Township.
Okay. Thorough explanation. Questions or concerns from council about the advertisement? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. That brings us to 13B. Can I have a motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion to authorize an advertisement to accept nominations for Murraysville Council Volunteer of the Year Award.
Second.
Thank you, Tony and Jamie. We do this every year. Are the applications on our website, Mike?
I don't know that answer, but we can look to do that if they're not.
Yeah, I mean,
This
just,
is for next year, right? Okay.
but we're going to start accepting applications right now. So anyone who knows anyone who they think is an upstanding citizen should get a application in ASAP. Council, questions, thoughts, comments?
You don't want any nominations tonight from us? No.
Let's get the applications the
Okay.
regular way. But I don't, there's nothing wrong with a council person putting in an application if they know someone who's doing a good job. Sure. Okay, so if there's no questions or concerns, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Can I have a motion for 13C, please?
Motion to authorize advertisement for various board and commission openings for the 2024 calendar year.
Second the motion.
Thank you, Jamie and Carl. Again, self-explanatory. We have several boards and commissions here in Murraysville. Again, let's just make sure any applications are on the website for people to download. We generally have multiple vacancies in various boards. Questions or concerns from council? Okay, if you know anyone, tell them to get it in. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Brings us to 14A. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to authorize advertising bids for work in cooperation with the Lions Run Area Watershed Association for the Lions Run Passive Acid Mine Remediation Project.
Second.
Thank you, Mac and Jamie. My understanding is there was a discussion about this at the last meeting. Mike, anything to add?
No, I think that this is a pretty large project and a pretty exciting one at that. It's the Watershed Association received a grant from the DEP for $1.5 million. The municipality received a grant from the DCD for $500,000. And the combination of those two will allow the project to take place, so there's no other financial outlay required from the municipality. It's going to clean up the acid mine drainage in Lions Run, which is a tributary to Turtle Creek. So,
Awesome.
exciting project.
Council, questions or concerns about the advertisement?
Just a question. Ben Sampson, was he involved with this as well? I know he was involved with it, but to what extent? I mean,
I believe that
or his enterprises?
Yeah, I think that he is, I don't know the official title, but I know that he is heavily involved with the Watershed Association. So I can't speak to exactly what his involvement is, but he is certainly involved in this project.
Okay, credit to him, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes. It's unanimous. Any old business from anyone this evening?
I have a question for you. Sure. On this advertising, it's for the board commissions and the nominations for the Volunteer of the Year. Is that going in soon?
I mean,
When will those advertisements be going in?
Well, what we do, historically what the municipality has done would be to reach out to the existing board members to see whether they would like to seek reappointment. We will make a determination on whether there are any vacancies beyond that. And at that point, we would advertise the specific vacancies. Certainly, council has the ability to appoint anyone to those boards, but that's historically how it's been done here. As far as the Volunteer of the Year award, we will put an advertisement out there that we are accepting nominations. At that point, at least in my experience, having only done this last year, we received a handful of nominations from various groups or individuals in the community. And then, council can kind of sort through those and make a determination on who they'd like to.
Well, the reason I was asking the question is if it's going to happen soon, you could put in about the council dates changing also with this advertising, if it was going in soon.
Yeah, if
Like
they
you said, you didn't want to pay
coincide-
for another advertising, you could just add it to the rest of these advertisements.
If things coincide, we can look to try to consolidate advertisement. I don't think it will be cost prohibitive if they were broken out separately, but we can look at that, and any way
Yeah.
we can save a few dollars, we'll
Add it
certainly
on.
try to do that.
Yep, absolutely.
That's all, it was just a question. Thank you.
Thank you. Any new business from anyone this evening?
Mike, any update on the DEP for the amphitheater project? I know
No.
that's we're in that stage, but I mean, it's just a waiting game, I guess, huh?
Yeah, so not much of an update. I guess I could have a small one here. The DEP was supposed to provide comment on the project, and that was to be done, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks ago. The engineering department reached out. The DEP did respond and said that they were still trying to finalize their response to our latest submission. So we're kind of in a holding pattern, but the time frame for them to respond, we're butting up against it here.
Yeah.
So I would expect to hear a response.
And that's what that's question sort of led to this question is, a lot of times federal, or, the state governments and stuff, the right hand doesn't talk to the left hand. Does the DEP talking to the time frame of the grants for us, or are we gonna have to resubmit everything for the grants again? Because, I mean, we put everything in time, just because they take forever to do it.
Correct. No, good question. We won't have to resubmit anything, but what we are required to do is, in this instance, we're going to have to request an extension
Extension.
for the grant. It does expire at the end of this year. Coincidentally, the state reached out to us earlier in the week and asked for a status update, and then reached out, I believe, yesterday and said, if you need to file for an extension, here's the information, and they did provide that. So inevitably, we're going to have to do that.
Right.
Because even if the DEP were to give us approval tomorrow, we're still going to be behind the timeline on the
Right.
project. So there is
Which I'm
more to
assuming that's a good reasoning that they would accept that extension, probably, being that it's no fault of ours,
Correct. I would say that that seems to be a pretty valid reason, and that was the indication provided to us, but there's no guarantee, so
Right, yeah.
ultimately we'll find out.
Okay, I was just curious.
Okay, awesome. Any other new business this evening? Okay, we are going to have a quick executive session to discuss personnel and real estate matters. There will be no action coming out of that executive session, so I would ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Motion to adjourn to executive session.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
All right.